America falls in this category right here, making $100,000 or less. They have a job, and they have that 401k plan because that's what the employer offers. Do y'all remember? Anybody remember pensions? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? That's what replaced pensions. Okay? This 401k is really to work for the employer, not the employee. But it has done a lot of us well. Okay? The thing is, when you have money in a 401k, you're not the owner of it. And we find that out a lot of times too late. Everybody, most people don't understand how 401k works. All right? They have term life insurance. Why do they have term instead of a more permanent type, like Mr. Jernigan mentioned a couple of weeks ago? Why do y'all think people have term life insurance? 95% of America.
Your employers.
More affordable. More affordable. Absolutely. But I'll tell you, met a young man. His father had worked, his grandfather had worked 75 years. He had a term policy. His term policy expired. He lived 6 months after that. All the money that he's paid for 75 years was gone. The family was devastated, and they had to be separated and spread out all over, different states because there were 14 children. The mother was used to being home. The father worked all the time, provided all the income. So, if we do term for somebody, we're doing term with living benefits. How many of you have heard of a term with living benefits? One person. All right. Term with living benefits. Very crucial there. Anyway, these people rent a home, 95% of America, us, rent a home, put money in the bank, have a lot of credit card debt. Anybody got credit cards? Maybe you're not in debt with them, but you have some credit cards. All right? All right? Minimal tax advantages they do not get to take because they don't even know about them. Okay? You know how they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Yeah. Well, that's not their fault because they have the information. Now it's just our time to get the information so that we can do the same thing. All right? They have no financial advisor and no financial plan in place. Majority of the population falls right here. Most people don't plan to fail. Mm-hmm. We do not wake up saying, I want to fail. Mm-hmm. We just fail to put a plan in place. Okay? All right, now you got family B. 5% of America make up the wealthy. Not quite good ratio there, right? Wealthy earn at least $250,000 a year. They are business owners. They have index accounts. They have permanent life insurance. And they are homeowners. They have a diversified portfolio. How many of y'all have heard of don't put all your eggs in one basket? Yeah. All right. Okay. They are debt-free. How many of y'all want to be debt-free? All right. Okay. So maybe some people in here are already debt-free. All right. And they take all the tax breaks they can get. So they have all the money, but they're keeping all that money too. Okay. But it's because they know the rules of the game. Right. In order to win at a game, it would do us good to know the rules, right? So if we just want to win at the money game, then all we got to do is learn the rules, okay? All right, they have a financial professional. One of the reasons is because those large, like Charles Schwab, Merrill Lynch, and all those people, once you reach that threshold there of making at least $250,000 a year, they're reaching out to you. Now they want to talk to you. Now they want to help you manage your money. Well, wait a minute. That's good. Thank you for your kindness. But where were you when I was only making $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000? I needed your help then too, right? And so that's what I love about what I'm able to do is that I can actually go and provide this financial literacy, financial education to people, and then I can literally help them put things in place for their family, their situation, not just a one cookie cutter. Everybody's financial need and situation is different. And so, those who give financial advice, but just general financial advice, but they don't know your specific situation, you need not be talking to them. Okay. All right, and so, go ahead and go to the next one. We're moving people from side A over here to side B. That's what we're doing. Okay, a couple of questions. When was the last time you did a financial health check? This day. All right.
No, what is that?
Oh, what is that? All right. When you actually take a look at what you got coming in and what you have going out, where are you right now? Where are you trying to get to? And how fast do you want to get there? That's what a financial check is. Okay? All right. Did you do this yourself? Those of you who may have said yes. Or was it done by a financial professional? All right. How would you rate your financial health right now? Okay. All right. Go ahead. Because I am a licensed financial professional, I am able, like I said, to give you all a complimentary financial health check. Okay? People sometimes need to get out of debt. Some people aren't in debt but just need to build their credit. And some people need all of that and then some. And we'll get to that. The difference between where we are and where we want to be is created by the changes we are willing to make in our lives. No change, no gain. Period. One time I went to the hair salon and I was talking, and I was just talking, and the woman said, "Do you know the meaning of insanity?" I was like, this woman just called me crazy. She just slick called me crazy. And she said, well, I asked you that because sounds like you've been doing some of the same things over and over and over, expecting a different result. And I was like, okay, I got it. All right, next. I got it. All right, this right here is just some of the people, and the reason I put this in here is because he was a plumber from Mexico. These are doctors. Right here was homeless. Right here, professional athlete. You've got people from all walks of life on here, from doctors to surgeons to CPAs, and you name it, every walk of life on here. All of these people are now helping lead us and helping us teach other people how to get from either bad to good, or from good to better, or from great to greater. So there's no such thing as you're too small for me to talk to. You don't make enough money. No such thing. We sit down with people, whether we are sitting down with people who are making millions a year, or whether you are making $1,000 a year, because we're here to help. No family left behind. And then those who have a whole lot of money and have backgrounds and doctorate degrees and things in business, sit down with one of our financial professionals and find out they didn't know what they didn't know. Point blank, we don't know what we don't know. It doesn't matter who you are, President of the United States or the best surgeon in the world. You don't know what you don't know, and that applies to all of us. Okay. These are 6 vehicles. 6 vehicles. Where do you see yourself right now? Do you need to increase your cash flow? Do you need to earn additional income? Manage expenses? Do you need some debt management? Okay? Emergency fund. How many of us have an emergency fund? You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. But how many of us have an emergency fund? Okay? What is an emergency fund? It needs to be at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly income put to the side in case something happens. But most of us, many of us, are living paycheck to paycheck or a few paychecks away from being in an unfortunate situation. Okay? So these are 3 vehicles on this side that we help people with. But it depends on what's important to them. Because there's no sense in me talking to somebody about something that's not important to them. That's not going to matter. Right? Proper protection. How many of us have things in place that, God forbid, we go out these doors and we have a wreck today and we can't go to work for a while? We didn't die. We just can't work. So what do you have in place that can replace your income? A lot of us don't think about that. All right, so we help people with that, putting things in place that no matter what happens, that you can have some income that replace your income. Building wealth, so striving to outpace inflation. How many people learned that word this year, last few years? Inflation. Probably didn't even know what inflation was. Inflate the tires, yeah. But inflation, talking about our money, a lot of us didn't even know about that. So we help people with that, building wealth and then preserving wealth. All right, go ahead. Now this is where the good stuff is. How many of y'all have heard of the rule of 72? I got one hand. All right, got two hands. All right, two hands. The rule of 72. This was made famous, they say, by Albert Einstein. He called it the eighth wonder of the world. But he said that if you know this rule, then you actually earn all the interest. When you don't know this rule, we're paying out all the interest. All right, so let me talk to you a little bit how it works. Some of you probably heard of compound interest though, right? Okay, but could you teach a class on it? Oh, okay, all right. You know it's something good though, right? All right, compound interest, all right. So the rule of 72, you take the number 72, you divide it by the interest rate that your money is growing. All right, you got money in the bank. How many people got money in the bank? All right. If you got some money in the bank and you have an interest rate that is growing at, it's probably less than 1%. Like a 0.01 or 0.05, 0.06, okay? Let's just say we had a bank that was giving us 1%. 1% interest on our money that we're putting in there and saving. 72 divided by 1. 1 goes into 72 how many times? 72 times. That tells you how frequently your money is going to double. All right? I'm going to need everybody to know this rule. You take 72 and you divide it by whatever interest rate that you got your money set somewhere and it's supposed to be growing. You divide that, it's going to tell you how often or how unoften that money is going to grow. Anybody in here 29? Around 29? All right. Say we got a 29-year-old, puts $10,000 in the bank. Maybe it was given to him as a graduation gift. Maybe he just worked hard and saved it up. My grandson does that. He's a good saver. All right? But then when he wants something he wanted, he's going to go get it. But he's a good saver. All right. So you got a 29-year-old, puts $10,000 in the bank. 1% interest, they will be 101 years old before they ever get to $20,000. 101 before you ever get to $20,000. But you saw on the other slide, that's where 95% of America have their money, just in a bank. Take that same 72, divide it by 4%. Now, 4 goes into 72 how many times? 18. Now your money is doubling every 18 years. All right? What about 6%? You got it in account? 72 divided by 6? 12. Now your money is doubling every 12 years. Take a look at this. 29-year-old, $10,000. Same person, same money. Just had it in an account that was getting better interest. At the age of 53, they have 40,000. At the age of 65, they have 80,000. Looks way better than 20,000 at 101, right? But tell me, what are people thinking about and doing at 65? They're trying to retire. So, is $80,000 enough to retire? All the young people says, yes, give me my $80,000. But the rest of us know that's not. A lot of times people making this $80,000 a year. So if they retire, guess what? They're only retired for a year because that $80,000 is gone. Okay? And so, 12%. We have people put their monies in accounts where they get 12, 15, and more percent. All right? This is where that 5% of wealthy have their money. Okay? They know this rule. They learn the rules of the game. Check this out. Every 6 years, now your money is doubling. Same 29-year-old, same $10,000. At the age of 65, can anybody see how much money the 65-year-old has? Do we all understand that's over $500,000? We understand that, right? But over here, it was 20,000. And even here, it was only 80,000. Over $500,000 right here just from being educated on where to put your money to get this kind of growth. Life is good. Okay, leave it in there another 6 years. Can y'all see that number? $1.2 million. How many 71-year-olds do you all know? I know a lot of them. How many of them sitting on $1.2 million? All because they didn't get the information. They were left behind. We have been left behind. And the mission is no more. Because we don't have to be. Right. We don't have to be. And you don't have to have $10,000 to start. That's just a scenario to show you how this works. Right. Okay, Ms. Jenny. All right. I'm going to go ahead and click past this one. This is actually talking about 10 benefits of a final expense policy company that we work with. Do anybody in here have a final expense? Okay. If you don't, that is something that we should talk about, a final expense. Some people can't afford like ongoing insurance, but they can pay something up front and have some final expense taken care of, okay? Some of the biggest dangers right now in the world with our money. Y'all read it out to me. Who knows this big word right here? Raise your hand. All right, I got one hand back there. That means your money is in jeopardy, okay? Volatility, it's in jeopardy. Your money goes up, your money goes down. You have no control over your money. 3 big dangers facing us. All right, go ahead and skip past that one. I'll get to it. And you can skip past that one too. All right. Save your time, energy, and money. How many people want to do that? Save yourself some time, save yourself some energy, save yourself some money. All right, we all on one accord. Go ahead. Okay, we already talked about this. You all, most of you don't have a plan in place, right? That if something should happen to you, you fall sick or have an accident, you have anything to replace your income. Okay? Those are 6 vehicles again. Go ahead. All right. Told you the rule is 72. That's how often your money can double. Do y'all know what you do when you put your money in what the bank does with our money when we put it in the bank? Loan it out. I heard invest, loan it out. All right. That same slide that was back there just a few minutes ago when I was teaching about the rule of 72, we have people that go to the bank and they put the money in the bank and they're going to let the bank have it and they say, I'll come back and get it at 65. The bank says, awesome, I'm going to give you 4% interest on that money. So y'all saw at 4%, that was $80,000 by the time that person got 85. But did y'all see on the other side that 640,000? That's the bank. The bank got that. That's what they made off of your $10,000. So they gladly gave you 40,000. Gladly gave you because now they pocketed $600,000. So just a question: if you had a choice, would you rather put your money in the bank or where the bank puts their money?
Where the bank put their money.
But no one's ever came to you and said that before, right? No one ever said, let me teach you the rule of 72. Let me show you how you can accumulate this money. Let me show you how to do what the banks do. All right, so now the second rule, how money grows. You got fixed account. You see it flat rate right there? Some people joke and say it kind of look like a heart attack type thing, but it's flat there. It's safe. It's in the bank. It's not growing. You're going to be 101 years old before you get that $20,000. But it's safe. It's in the bank. That's called a fix. Then you have variable. How many people understand variable? Look at the picture here. You can tell. It goes up. It goes down. That's like those 401ks and things like that. Because it's in the market. Anybody ever heard of the market? All right, S&P 500 and some of that other stuff, right? Okay. So, variable. Variable means, if you look it up, unreliable, unpredictable, okay? It's unstable. Do any of you want to be driving a car that's unpredictable, unstable, and unreliable? Do you want to drive a car like that? No. Do you want to live in a house like that? No. Do you want a relationship like that? No, absolutely not. So why do we have our money in that type of relationship, that situation? Because that's all we know. All right. So that's variable, up and down. Yes, you can get a lot really fast because of high rate of return, but you can also lose a lot really fast. Now, index. Most of you have probably heard of the fixed and variable, but I bet most of you haven't heard of index. Index is the hybrid of the two. It's safe, like in a bank. It gets the high rates of return, like a variable. But, can you look in here and see what's happening? Huh? Locked in, and what else? Steady going up. That's what I'm talking about. Steady going up, and it's locked. It's stable. Mr. Tim got it. All right, it's stable. Okay, so this is where the wealthy has the bulk of their money. Yes, they got some money over here. We need some money we can go grab real quick. They have some investments and things over here. But this is where the bulk of their money is. So when the market is going up and doing great, your money is going up and doing great. When the market turns sideways or crash or do whatever it want to do, your money not in the market. Your money is just mirroring the market, so you don't lose a dime. If you got 10,000, you keep your 10,000. If you got 10 million, you keeping your 10 million. You're not losing a dime. Okay? So, if you have a choice now that you know how your money can grow, you want it over here in the fixed, in the variable, or the index? Index, absolutely. The 2 rules of money you've heard. Rule of 72, how money grows. When I talked about income protection, I have one more rule of money to share with you before I let you go, okay? But when I talked about how many of you asked the question, how many of you have something in place if something should happen to you? Not you die. You still here. You still have bills. Maybe you need medical attention. Not sure what the situation, but you didn't pass away. You still here. When I said term with living benefits, this is what I'm talking about. Income protection against life's occurrences. Pastor was talking to us and telling us that just today, reminding us some occurrences just seem to happen back to back, right? That's life. That's life. So we can be prepared, though. We can be prepared. If you have a critical illness, we help people put accounts in place that you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, any of these things here, your benefits kick in. Chronic illnesses. If you're unable to perform any of the 2 daily needs of life, bathing, dressing, eating, etc., you fall under chronic illness. You have some benefits in place. Terminal illness. We don't want to hear it, but it happens every day, right? Every single day. We have things, you have access to your money to enjoy the rest of your life that you do have here. And also, just so y'all know that God is still doing what God do, some people are told they have a terminal illness and given 6 to 12 months to live, and 10 years later they still here. All right? Glory to God. Glory to God. But guess what? And guess what? Not but and guess what? These people who were put in this situation and had the right accounts, they were able to be in peace. They were able to still live a quality life. Maybe they were even able to do something that they had always wanted to do their whole life. They had the finances to actually go and do that. All right? And then comes with death benefits, disability options, all that good stuff. All right, go ahead. So, if someone's talking about term, if they're not talking term with living benefits, appreciate you. That's it. Appreciate you. Let me introduce you to this girl named Lindy Ellen. She's got some term with some living benefits. All right. So, with the financial portfolio, when I say the wealthy have a diverse portfolio, all right. Here you're seeing several of the big ones. Checking accounts, savings accounts, money markets, CDs, 401ks, 457, TSP 40B, hours, you see them on here, right? Okay, uninterrupted growth. If you want your money to have uninterrupted growth, you have a few options here. Checking account, we know about that. Savings account, CDs, all of that is in that low percentage rate, right? Or you can get down here and get you an index annuity, some life insurance, and some municipal bonds. Strategize the right way, uninterrupted growth. Compound interest, what you saw happening on that rule of 72. Okay? All right. And then again here, just recapping it there, right here for you. This is where we need to diversify. All right. This is, some of you may have never heard of IUL. How many people have heard of IUL?
I heard of it.
You heard of it. All right. Everybody needs one. From 2 weeks old to 80 years old, you can get it if you qualify. If you qualify, you can get it. Y'all have heard of Warren Buffett, correct? All right. IULs. That's a lot of what he taught on, what he was talking about. So again, it's just showing these are our daily living needs right here. Any of that interrupted, you have an IUL or term of living benefits, then you are okay. You can be okay. Financially, you can be okay. All right. So now we're at this. I'm going to show you the third rule of money. I really need this to go up though. It's not showing yeah, but that's okay. I can talk about it anyway because you can see it. You can see the topics. So that's good enough. So rule of 72 up here. That's your accumulation phase. How you grow your money. How you want your money to accumulate. Then how your money grows. We talked about that. Now let's talk about how money gets taxed. And that's all of that one. Okay. I'm thinking it's a different one. So we're good right there. Good deal. All right. So how money gets taxed. How many of y'all know that we all got to pay taxes? We all got to pay taxes, right? We live in America. We got to pay taxes. So it makes sense to learn how money gets taxed. We have a tax now account. That means your money is getting taxed when you get a paycheck, right? They're taking theirs. Then if you put it in the bank or one of these type of accounts, every time the money grows, you're getting taxed. I also think of it like this. When I go and use this money, it's getting taxed again. So tax now is your money is always getting taxed. Then you have tax later accounts. Those are like those 401s, 403s, some different things here. So what they say here is, when you get paid, how much money you want to save over here in these type of accounts, we won't tax you right now. Okay? We're going to defer. And then it says, and guess what else? Unlike over here, when it grows, each time it grows, we're not going to tax you then either. Ooh, this sounding good. All right. Well, didn't I just ask y'all, don't y'all know we all got to pay taxes? So they're not about to let us get away scot-free from paying taxes. So now, and this breaks my heart, 90% of people have had to dip into their retirement plan. The 401k is set up as a retirement plan. Life has happened. Whether it happened to them or to their mother or to their child or to somebody, they needed that money. And so now, at their hardest time in life, they go to get their money, and now they find out how a 401k really works. It's time to pay up. It's time to pay up. So now, you're about to have to pay on whatever the amount you have in there. Okay? And if you're not 59 and a half, you're about to up another 10%. So, that's tax later. That's tax later. You get away with it when you first get your paycheck. You get away with it when you see the growth. But then when you really need the money and trying to use it, you're going to learn about a whole lot of rules. I sat down with a young lady, a young mom, 35 years old, has 3 children. She got fired from her job. She had a 401k there. She wanted to get the money, move it to somewhere else. Once after she talked to me, she was like, I've got money in a 401k. I want to move that money out of there. We called and we found out. They fired her 1 month before she had been there 5 years. 1 month terminated before she had been there 5 years. That money she thought was her money wasn't her money. 35, 3 kids. Thinking she's doing the right thing, putting her money in this 401k. Life happens, right? And so what we did was we said, okay, how much is hers? Only what she had put in there was hers. Let's have it. Let's pay this 10% tax bracket because that's where she was. Let's pay that taxes. Y'all can have that. We're moving her money. But that was really devastating to find out. So, just FYI. Now you got tax advantage. Tax advantage. That's like your municipal bonds. You can see some Roth IRAs and executive bonus plans for you business owners and other business owners that you know. And then cash accumulation in an insurance policy, Mr. Jernigan. Okay, inside a life insurance policy. Mr. Jernigan mentioned whole life. Whole life is one type of permanent insurance. There are more than that. There's more to insurance than a term and a whole. And once you get educated on that, then you know. The difference is what I've been showing you already. Term with living benefits, and then an IUL, Index Universal Life, means not only do you have a life insurance, but you're building wealth and you're covering all 6 of those vehicles that I showed you, how we help people. Okay? So your emergency fund, all of that is being covered inside those type of accounts. But tax advantage, you get to pay your money soon as you get paid, right? Because they're going to take it somewhere. You pay as soon you get paid, you paying on a small amount. You put it in one of these type of accounts, as the money grows, what you saw right here, no taxes. You already paid one time. When you get to take that money out, no taxes. It's all your money. Somebody clapped. I would say that's a clapping moment. Because if you are a farmer, and you go to the co-op or wherever, and you buy your seeds, you pay $100 for those seeds, right? And then you go and you plant them and you harvest. Now you have a harvest that has brought you $300,000. And you only paid $100 for those seeds, but now you've got income of $300,000. Would you rather pay the taxes on the $100 or on the $300,000? The 100. That's what the wealthy do. They combine. These things are all on one page now for the reason to explain. All of this can be mixed and matched. You just need to know how. Okay? You just need to sit down with somebody and then we decide how. But tax advantage, you all just chose that. That's what you prefer. You prefer index and you prefer this and you prefer higher rates of return on your money. 3 rules of money. Now you are empowered if you use it. All right? This is knowledge for you to use. People sometimes say knowledge is power. That's not completely true. If you apply it, then it is. All right. Okay. So do we have any questions right at the moment? Have you found this? Raise your hand if you have found so far any of this to be valuable to you.
Everything.
All right. Praise God. Praise God.
And that index, could you keep adding to that as often as you wanted to?
Absolutely. We just have to structure it like that. We have people who actually put as little as $50 a month in these, and we have people who put as much as $50,000 a month in these. So it's all about each person's circumstance situation. A lot of people have a problem. Y'all I didn't know this, but some people have a big problem. And their problem is they have too much money and they need somewhere to put it. Is that not a great problem to have? How many churches could build? How many more churches could we build? How many more foster homes? You know, what good, like how much good can we do when we have overflowing income in abundance? You know, I used to hear the scripture say something about, he will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out blessing that you don't have room enough to receive. Now, I'm thinking, I don't have room enough to receive. Hold up. Wait a minute. I want to receive it. What you talking about? You know, but as I matured, I understand. That's called overflow. Hey, overflow of blessings. You see, everybody gets blessed. Everybody gets blessed. That's what I'm talking about. See, I got a vision. And it's not my vision. God gave it to me. All right. Woo! They tell me that God is able to complete, to perform whatever he begins. See, he done begun, he has began a vision in me, a mission in me. So I'm looking and anticipating all the lives I'm going to touch because I've been introduced to the financial industry. All right? I'm going to help people, already helping people meet their dreams and goals. See, too many of us done stop dreaming. Too many of us done stop dreaming because we're looking at our circumstances. We're looking at our environment. We're looking at the past. Where we are right now, we're even looking at that. God has a destiny for all of us. We have given up on our dreams, on having dreams, on reaching goals. We don't have to do that. I'm here to give some hope back. I'm here to give people permission to dream again. I'm here to say, trust me. Trust me to help you get to your goals. You want to be a philanthropist? You want to do stuff in other countries as well as this country. We can do that, y'all. We can do that. Woo. Don't get me on a one-on-one with y'all. Don't get in a one-on-one conversation with me, y'all. Woo. We don't have some church. And if you don't leave up out of there fired up, I can conquer the world. Because God says I'm more than a conqueror. He didn't just say I'm a conqueror. He says I'm more than a conqueror. He says I am the head and not the tail. Hey, I'm above and not beneath. That's what it says, see. And if you're going to trust him, then trust him all the way.
Come on now.
Okay. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. So I haven't been up here exactly an hour, but it's close enough, so I'm not going to hold you any longer. I'm going to hit this last thing here. You know how we talked about the question. Now that you know where the bank puts their money, would you rather put your money where the bank puts their money or in the bank? Exactly. And it goes even further. You have a family bank strategy. How many of you would like to buy a home and not have to go to the bank and ask them for the money? All right. How many of you would like to start a business or a nonprofit organization or a profitable organization and not have to go and ask somebody else for the money? How many of you would love for your account to be able to go and bless this mother and these children who are starting all over without a blink? See, every day, those who love the Lord, if you truly love the Lord, then you love people. And you're compassionate about people and helping and making a difference. Yes, we can do it by giving them encouragement. Yes, we can pray with them. Yes, we can. All of that is important. Making sure that their mental is all right, their emotional is all right. But how much more can we do when we have substance and resources to put along with that? That's how we change lives. That's how we change this world. That's how we change our net worth. Okay. Family bank strategy. Learn to leverage more tax codes in your favor. We talked about when people put their money in the bank, it's safe. Most of us have a direct deposit that goes there. Go ahead. Some people invest. We talked about those variable accounts. They invest because of the potential of the high rates of return. They can get a lot of money. And if they happen to retire at the right time, then that money is good. Even though they're about to pay out all them taxes, still, that's more than what they would have had. Okay? Then you got life insurance. You all, you can build millions of dollars. But I'm talking too high for some people. Let me bring it back down. Because some people get upset if you talk about them having millions or their family having millions for generations and generations and generations. Like they can't outlive their wealth. Some people get upset about that. So, y'all can build $50,000 in this life insurance policy, okay? And it can be tax-free. But the same $50,000 tax-free can also be $50 million tax-free.
Right.
Come on.
I'm just saying. This is a family bank strategy. All right? The IUL I told you about, hey, it puts all of them, your bank, safe, liquid, you can get to it quickly, high rates of return, tax-free. All in one, called a family bank. That is what I get to wake up every day and help people realize they can do. Have y'all ever saw on the bank the letters FDIC? Who in here can tell me what it stands for?
Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
All right. Somebody else might have had it back there too. But we got it up here at Brother Lewis, right? All right. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. The I is important because it is for insurance. A bank is not a human. So why does a bank have life insurance? It's called Bank of Life Insurance. That's where they have wealth. They have wealth.
Now the limit is still 100,000 or $1 billion.
Oh no, there is no limit.
FDIC is limit.
Oh no, you mean what do they cover? The bank cover? Oh, only $250,000 of your money. $250,000 of your money. So if anybody in here has $250,000 sitting in your bank, we need to go and go talk about that. And we also need to talk about it because there's no reason for that much to be sitting in that account because it's not growing and it's actually depreciating. Why? Because of inflation. So your money is worth less than what the value of it is right now. So that money shouldn't be sitting there. It should be somewhere where it's going to be growing. It's not at risk of going down. It can become tax-free, all that good stuff. Even in the ones we do deferred taxes, we strategize it correctly, then you really don't see or hit, or you're not really hit by that burden of those taxes you have to pay because we strategically plan it. All right, go ahead, Ms. Janet. So here are just some of the perks, go ahead, of having a family bank strategy. You have protection and living benefits. You have emergency fund with no rules. You do not have to be 59 and a half if life happens and you need that money. For those who one day want to retire, I do sit with people sometimes and say, oh, I'm just going to have to work till the day I die. Y'all, that literally hurts me for real. Because when are you going to enjoy life? When are you going to enjoy life? So retirement, not just retirement money that you can predict, but tax-free retirement money. College funds, I talked about those being flexible, not just like a 529. 529, just so y'all know, if a child doesn't go to college and you have a 529 for them to go to college, that basically turns into a 401k. That's really what that turns into. Our college plans that we help, or what's available, the things we help people get into, is money available for any life situation. All right? And then you have a savings, which is growing anywhere from 6 to 12% interest. Again, you saw that rule of 72, what it can do if you're in the right account. These are just some of the IRS Internal Revenue codes here that makes this possible. 1913. Ever since 1913, This one right here, 77028, has been in existence. 1913. We're in 2023. Why do we not know? Why is it only 5% of the wealthy, 5% of America that's wealthy? Because they know this code. Okay? All it says is that basically they needed places to put their wealth. So they came up with laws and rules and they put it in a book and they gave it a code and they knew about it. It's not hidden from us if we go read the book. And there's a lot of books out there. One of them is Money, Wealth, and Life Insurance. One is Retirement Miracle. Those are books that actually teach us about these things. But I heard someone say, come on, somebody else heard it too. Come on, tell it.
If you wanna hide something from a person, a black person, put it in a book.
Come on now. It's sad, but it has a lot of truth. It's sad, but it has a lot of truth. All right. Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't alone on that. So, and then you got the codes that makes it tax deductible, things for long-term care, all of this. So they're all codes that are in the Internal Revenue Code book. I'm done with that. There's so much more I could share, but I think I've shared enough today. I think I've shared enough today. So, showing you these. Any of these that you want to look at, see what they look like for you on those cards. Hopefully you gave me at least a contact number for you. Depending on the things you marked on there, me or someone from the firm will reach out to you just to see if they can, you all can come up with a time that you all can actually have a conversation. So whether it be me with you or someone else in the financial firm meeting with you, we all stand on 5 F's. 5 F's inside Pinnacle Elite. And this is why I believe, and we believe, we are the #1 fastest growing in the company because of these 5 F's. We put our faith first. We put our family second. We put our finances third. Fitness fourth. And fun last. If you can prioritize your life, we believe, with your faith first. And the thing about it, even though we're all Christians, we're not telling somebody what to believe in, but we're saying, put your faith first. You honor God first. Okay? And then your family, and then your finances, and then your fitness and your fun. Everything else is just going to take care of itself. You're just going to have a more quality life. Point blank, period. And you can help give that to others. So again, out of these 6 vehicles, you can be thinking which of these are most important to you. And then that's where we just kind of go have conversations and do what we do. I will mention one last thing. When we talked about the trust, there are payment plans for living trust as well. So if you have any monies in the bank, any investments, you have a house, car, children. I didn't know until I started working in this business is actually probate can come in and send your children to foster care. I didn't even know that. Like, a lot of people think if something happened to me, oh, my sister got my kids, my mama got my kids, they daddy got, literally they can have to fight for those children, all because there is no living trust and or will in place. So, as black people, that's something else we tend not to have, our wills and trust. And so, let's at least get the information about it, and then you can decide what you need to do. I'm done, and I thank you. I thank you.